Before we begin, this is your last chance to buy a very rare and exclusive toy Dazz. There's already a Daryl and a Dazz, and now a third little guy that you can take home. Available only for 7 more days, and when the time is gone, he is gone. Wait, what'll happen to me?
I will burn you and bury you into the depths of other unfinalized DazzReviews content. You'll be shoved in the cupboard, and no one will remember your name. You'll be forgotten, never seen again. Alright?
Sheesh, I thought I was supposed to be the evil one.
See? Finally, you think I'm here of my own free will?
So if you're interested in grabbing yourself a rare luxury that will also support the channel, then head on over to makeship.com to grab your own Dazz plush. Look at all the adventures he's been on so far, and soon he could visit your home too! Yeah, okay, I think he's getting out of control on this whole thing.
Yeah, this is embarrassing to watch.
Well, since our Attack on Titan video did so well, we are of course back again with another terrible live-action anime adaptation. To be honest, I can't think of even a single example that was well received, but when they fail, oh boy do they fail. So why not just dive right into one of the most well-known anime series across the globe, and it's just awful reinterpretation. It is, of course, Dragon Ball Evolution. Now, this film came out in 2009, so it's already pretty, daring to dive into such a CG-heavy world, but hey, the 2000s always were kind of bonkers on their imagery. Though apparently live-action stuff has been a thing much further in the past, so this isn't exactly the first one either, but it's probably one of the biggest. Now, I'm not actually a die-hard Dragon Ball fan. I didn't watch it as a kid, but I think I know my way around most of the details, so with that in mind, let's get into this monstrosity. So we begin like every great movie does, with a full minute of exposition. There was a disaster, an evil Piccolo guy, and he was sealed away.
The first rule is, there are no rules.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So here's our boy, covered in sweat. Interesting to be cast as a Caucasian guy. Smiling creepily and then not sweating at all. Also, his hair. Look at his hair. Look at this hair. And then this. Anyway, Goku is out training with his grandfather, Gohan. What is this beard? Gohan doesn't have a triangle beard. He specifically has a great big bushy mustache. What is this? So they fight, they flip, and Goku loses for focusing on his externals rather than what's inside. Standard stuff. Goku whines about bullies and wanting the girl, and Grandpa gives him a Dragon Ball in response.
Besides you, Goku, it's my only treasure.
Man, that's like the most genuine line in the whole movie.
Time for high school, of course. With the music rocking out like we're in some kind of Sonic Heroes level. Why? At school, Goku is bullied and not allowed to respond. He stares creepily at his crush, reveals his key powers to her, and then just gets invited to a party.
I'll be there.
Alrighty then. This is so generic and thoughtless so far. Meanwhile, there's this scene of a couple people hiding from this girl. I'm awfully confused. Like, why are they dressed like that? It looks like rags. Where is this supposed to be? Either way, Mai gets the Dragon Ball she's after. That's Piccolo? Man looks like that block of cheese from the Game Grumps Power Hour. This dude looks like an unfinished glob of cookie dough. I mean, my expectations were low when you've somehow got to mimic this in real life. But green scrotum wasn't the direction I would have gone for, personally. So Goku goes to that party, beats his bullies without touching them, and Grandpa is left to eat chicken feet and birthday cakes alone. Oh yeah, it's Goku's birthday today, by the way. Happy birthday! Grandpa's dead. Being visited by Mai and our skinny Shrek or something, he's blood-bended to death and crushed by the house, and Goku can sense his passing. All leading up to your standard plot point of discovering a dying grandpa.
It has begun.
Why are you staring at me while I'm in the...
Seriously, I love that doofy sound with that quick shot. It sounds like a comedy bit. And so Gohan dies, with his final words being to find Master Roshi. Now, Goku's despair over all this is lacking on the acting front, but now the story can properly begin. The quest to gather all the Dragon Balls.
Where is it?
Whoa, who's this now? Attacking mid-despair. Oh, wait, okay. I can guess this, hold on. Just do a little bit of this. Copy it over a few more times. Yeah, they really couldn't be bothered to do anything faithful to this source material. This is Bulma, with a single strand of blue hair as opposed to their entire freaking head. She wants her Dragon Ball and they team up since this is a miscommunication. So they find a signal to follow leading us to this house in the middle of nowhere. Oh, it's actually a nice spin on the source material's version of being on a tiny island, just now in a cityscape environment. Nice. They sneak in, Goku has his Neo moment, and of course, the one pebble he misses activates our next fight. I'd feel the same, Goku. This is actually a really fun fight. Master Roshi exerts the most character and flair out of anyone in this movie. The guy's just woken up, so naturally, every move of his continues to lean into it. This camp style is actually something I could really get into. Ah, well that gimmick soon fell off. Oh well.
You knew my grandfather?
Knew him? I trained him.
With a youthful face like that compared to Gohan? Doubt. This is kind of a running theme with these character designs. Anyway, they grab their next Dragon Ball and team up to gather them all to stop Piccolo.
And why is this one in crappy slow motion?
And Mr. Green Eggs and Ham finds another Dragon Ball to himself. So here's something that doesn't translate quite so gracefully.
Leave your hand there another second, and you'll lose it.
Let's go.
This is probably the best execution they could have done, considering the source material. Still not really the greatest thing. And so they travel across deserts, over mountains, more deserts, and I guess that's it. From town to city to past one desert. Alright, and ironically, though the others are on motorbike, it's actually the actor of Goku, Justin Chatwin, who's the real motorbike buff, actually being part of all sorts of charity campaigns and sponsored rides to raise money. Some genuinely wholesome trivia from the guy whose legacy's probably a lot less revered. He's a better protagonist in real life, it seems. At the secret rock temple, now not so secret, Chi-Chi's here, the love interest, fighting alongside some awful green screen work. Seriously, what is that guy up there doing? And then we move on. Bulma's got a new signal to trail, leading up to one more interaction.
Whoa! Need any help down there?
This is Yamcha. The resemblance is uncanny. Especially how they took the standard blackhead guy and gave him white hair. It's like they're intentionally screwing around. Anyway, they're trapped in this hole until they pay, so they speak of Piccolo, Bulma randomly gets pinged on the signal despite not moving, and then they convince Yamcha to join them and excavate because they offer him riches. Okay, the Dragon Ball is underground. Meanwhile, Mr. Goomba over here breathes life into creatures using his blood, I guess.
This doesn't really lead to much, it's just some self-healing goons to fight.
Which happens immediately. You know, years later, the writer for this film actually apologized. He essentially said, to have something so globally reviled is gut-wrenching. To receive hate mail from all around the world is heartbreaking. I'm not blaming anyone but myself, which is honestly really sad. I know I like to make fun of all of these terrible movies, but I'd never intend to send genuine hate mail to the creators. I'll roll my eyes at executives and just enjoy the moment. I'm sure everyone involved knows that their movie sucks. Most of the time, it's not malicious. So don't be that guy if you already were. Anyway, the gang reach a lava-lee mountain with that next Dragon Ball. Doesn't really look underground to me. And the goons are more than just fighting bait, they're a bridge now, using their corpses to run along the lava. Of course, that's the only way. And that's that done, with some motivation stuff on the side. Speaking of motivations, here's me trying to motivate you to subscribe. Only a small percentage of you are subscribed, and hey, not long left now. There's only a few more days before this limited time offer is gone forever. So if you want to be one of the super fans to own an exclusive toy Dazz, now is your only chance. Also, here are all of my links firing all sorts of bonus content. Here's some examples. Whoa! Now, let's get back into, oh yeah, Dragon Ball. Up next is the fighting tournament. It was actually established earlier, I just skipped it. Still, very lucky it was in the correct direction of the path we've been on up to this point. So Chi-Chi's here, as she said, going up against Mai, who's not here to win, but to take some blood. Lovely. And as Chi-Chi starts talking to Goku, the next match immediately starts. Alright. And the fighting, yeah, this wasn't filmed at the optimal angle. Meanwhile, Bulma and Yamcha are having a mini moment that already leads to a kiss fake-out.
No, there has been zero progression at all up to this point. This is extremely fast. This story is awful. Awful.
And who knows what Master Roshi's up to at this point. So it's nighttime now. Time for some actual Goku training other than running with a backpack or something.
The final level of airbending technique is the Kamehameha.
Whoa, hold on, airbending? I know I'm not a Dragon Ball fanboy, but I'm pretty sure the world didn't refer to this all as airbending. Not to mention they've mentioned multiple times the elements.
Air, fire, and water.
And I guess this is firebending too? I think someone's just been overly influenced by the still airing at the time show Avatar: The Last Airbender. Either way, for a Dragon Ball movie, this isn't it, Chief. In fact, the actual creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, was surprised by this film and suggested fans treat it as an alternate universe version of the series. Though later he would go on to truthfully complain that Hollywood producers didn't listen to him and his ideas and suggestions, and yeah, I can see that. But you know what? This may be a terrible Dragon Ball movie, but it's much better than the Last Airbender one. Anyway, Goku is to learn the Kamehameha.
Then release!
Wait, I thought this was an airbending technique. This looks an awful lot like fire to me. Also, what great ADR dubbing too.
Then release!
With Goku given all night, he struggles until the girl gives him internal feelings, right? Is that the plot? It is supposed to be a spiritual thing after all, right? Anyway, as Roshi is filling this vase, Chi-Chi is next seen leaving Goku's room. Many eyebrows are raised, only for it to be revealed Goku wasn't in there, and she just took the Dragon Balls. She's a fake. So, while everyone does, the normal thing and tries to go around the massive fire obstruction, Goku just full on decides to dive headfirst through. That's not gonna go how you think it will in your head. Why do all these characters keep doing such mindless things? And it's not over. He helps the first one that cries for help, and it's not even the right one. Is that a cliche or a subversion? I can't even tell. And then Goku bloody dies. And Mai escapes floating over the outer wall. Would have been smarter to become herself a little earlier, since these guys still probably think Chi-Chi is the problem, but we don't need too much conflict now, do we? And since Goku is half dead, it's time for a spiritual talk.
Grandpa! I'm so happy to see you!
Huh? Oh, no, sorry, I'm not your grandpa, obviously. He's busy at the moment. Something about, 100 brunette friends to catch up on or something. Either way, he couldn't make it today. Sorry. Maybe next time you sustain a debilitating, life-threatening injury,
I prefer my version of the events, but the real thing has Grandpa saying his usual shtick.
Always have faith in who you are.
All the while, Master Roshi is using the Kamehameha to heal Goku. This one energy spell does everything? I looked up to see if this was true, and my god, are there a lot of Kamehameha variants, but a healing one? I can smell lies, and I don't even know the series. And only now does Bulma's plot progression device tell them that Piccolo has all 7 Dragon Balls. No need to deduce it themselves. We don't need brain cells here. And so they're off.
We will meet again on the other side.
Where did this truck come from? Didn't they have a crashed bike that they never fixed? Well, now it's the next day. Did everyone sleep? Why did Piccolo wait till now? Answers will never be given. But the balls are all in place, and it's just Breath of the Wild with questionable CG. So as the gang speed up to reach the location, they drive off of a cliff and become a hover car. This is certainly out of nowhere. It makes sense as a reference, but where was any indication that this exists in this world? But alright, fan service. They reach the cave in the sky, and Roshi sets off his one trick to disrupt both parties with a shockwave. Piccolo's spell is interrupted, and the gang crash. Only now does evil Kermit the Frog really do something, and only now does Goku put on his robes for some reason. And everyone else is down for the count, I guess? The two begin speaking, literally like 2 lines each, and then the conversation is over. It's revealed when the solar eclipse comes, something that has been mentioned this whole time, but I skipped it again. Goku won't defeat Ozaru, another baddie. He will become Ozaru. This is kinda new. Characters do transform, but they need a tail first, and it's species-based, and you need a full moon, not an eclipse. A weird spin, but here we are. Did Roshi know about this? Why put the only guy who transforms in front of his companion if this was always prophesized to be true? To defeat him on the inside? Would Ozaru appear anywhere? Well, apparently Piccolo has taken Goku to where he landed, as he's not an Earthling, destined to serve Picky Boy here. Also, you think this actor was cast for his ability to vein up his forehead? Because I keep seeing this look on him throughout the film. Everyone else finally exists right as Goku transforms away, and Roshi gets right to the point imprisoning the Green Gumball, and it just starts swirling him around. That's easy. Not even any resistance. And since these two aren't cliche enough, Yamcha now randomly stops mid-chase to sacrifice himself. Oh no. Does this movie do anything unique?
Oh, he just immediately decks him. He saved absolutely no time in that. Like 0 milliseconds were saved in that sacrifice. Oh, Yamcha.
Is that a subversion? No, probably not. Just a waste of time, ironically. By the way, not sure if this is a legal move, but Piccolo mid-spin just Kamehamehas the pot to save himself.
Wait, that's illegal.
If it was that easy, why didn't he do that last time? Well, anyway, there goes that whole plot point. Roshi now has to actually rely on the guy who he said was the key to this all the whole time. Seriously, individually, these character motivations make 0 sense. But at least we have... poor green screen physics. It never gets old. Bulma is told to flee and protect the Dragon Ball as Ozaru now goes to choke out Master Roshi. And does. And grieving over what he's just done, finally having faith in who he is, Goku returns back to his humanoid form. Isn't this the exact same shot from when he transformed into Ozaru? Either way, one Twilight Princess moment later and his hair's all back up and spiky and all.
First rule is, there are no rules.
Oh, this again? Come on, movie. This ain't ever gonna be cool. Finally, it's Green M&M versus Goku, with a barrage of orange shots against Goku, now able to just blast blue ones out at will with one hand. Okay. Right as Bulma goes against Mai, with guns instead. The boys do the ultimate chest bump, while Bulma just gives up. Psych! She's actually throwing her Transformer motorbike! I didn't even see them save it earlier, now I'm surprised. And one kick later, Bulma still loses. Thank goodness Mr. Cliche is here. Yamcha Deus Ex Machina's a bullet through Mai's back. Huzzah! Hey, what are the boys up to? They're both down on hard rocks. Goku's talking to himself again about being one with himself means being two people or something, I don't really know. And as Mike Wazowski berates him for his feeble human powers.
But didn't he come from a meteor? And that's established in this canon as well? Huh?
He out Kamehamehas the dude and finished it all in one blow. Rest in peace, you fully shaved Grinch, you. Also Roshi. Roshi's still pretty bad. With all the Dragon Balls somewhat collected, Goku now puts forth his one wish, magically knowing the routine, to revive Roshi. The goals of limitless energy and riches from that are gone, or the idea of bringing back Grandpa. Climate change shall continue its due destructive course, and the Dragon Balls are re-scattered across the lands, though they all seem more than ready to do it again. Which honestly makes a lot of sense. I sure hope the show and manga just has the guys repeatedly chase these wishes until they're fully content in life. One thing first for Goku though, Chi-Chi, who needs a makeout session first. Why not just bring her along as one of the guests? Why didn't she join in the car, actually? And the whole high school element has long disappeared, eh? Anyway, to settle this playful dispute, they handle it the only way they know how.
By clearly breaking Goku's wrist! Seriously, a leg is going to withstand the impact way better than some measly wrist, you know? Anyway, what a happy ending.
And with that, the credits roll. Oh, also, the strangely dressed girl from earlier wasn't killed and is currently babysitting a not dead Green Goblin. They thought they were getting a sequel. No, really, they really did. Justin Chatwin apparently signed on for 3 movies, stating plans to really dive into Goku's Saiyan origins and all sorts of other characters to see, whilst the actor of Piccolo said he had every intention of fulfilling the entire arc of Piccolo in live action. This idea had gone so far that the script for this sequel had actually been fully written before this film even released. But after the poor reception and performance it got, clearly these plans were cancelled. And yeah, it didn't do well, garnering the film a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, angering fans and the creator, and grossing $58 million worldwide, which actually is a profit from the $30 million budget. But yes, while we mentioned a little bit about the creator earlier, he later went on to say that he had no personal preferences for a good lead casting choice other than like a young Jackie Chan or something. And in the 30th anniversary super history book of Dragon Ball, he wrote that the film was behind him, seeing how much the live action film just ticked him off, understandably. So, as the project got its nominations for Worst Movie of the Year and everyone involved seemed to be somewhat worse off, at least all wasn't a complete disaster, as it'll always be overshadowed by the much worse Last Airbender movie a year later. I think I'll stick to this, thanks. For now, my name's been Dazz. You didn't really care. Next time, we've got a bonus video on a brilliant film turned horrible in another form. Give us a guess on our Discord or Twitter as we post hints there, and I'll see you in a bit.
He's a weird dude. Yeah, I don't really know what he was up to, but you know, must be more important than this. You know what I'm saying, Goku? Gosh, no mum, no father, and even your grandfather's not showing up anymore. Yeah, I was killed, if you couldn't tell. I was apparently a bit too annoying for some people. Anyway. Well, I guess it's just you and me for a while, eh? How long do these kind of, spiritual awakenings take, usually? You know, is it a 2-minute conversation? Is it an hour that gets cut down in the movie? I never really thought about it before, you know? And, like, do they get out of the lake? Like, my feet are gonna be wrinkly by the end of this, you know? Like... Oh, you want to play I Spy? I Spy something beginning with B. It's blue. Surprise, surprise. I'm colorblind, actually. This better not be purple.